Dang, I done forgot how to do the intro.
Yeah, because you abandoned a channel.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to TheCriticReacts, the perfect place for all things movie, music, games, whatever I want this channel to be. Yeah, I think that sounded okay. I think I did a pretty good job right there. Well, anyways, I'm going to make sure that I slow down my speaking because we're back on the Commute podcast, baby.
Don't call me baby, bitch.
Hey, listen. First video back, I told you I wanted it to be the Commute podcast. Today we're taking a break from music, actually. I want to talk about Godzilla Minus 2. Who knows what the movie will be called? But we just got confirmation that Takashi Yamakaze, excuse my punctuation, will be directing, producing, and most likely the special effects supervisor of Godzilla Minus 1 sequel, which I don't think will be called Godzilla Minus 2, but hey, it does it's got a little ring to it. Godzilla Minus 2, and then the third one, Godzilla Minus 3, like, that's actually kind of hard when I say it out loud. I'm not gonna lie to you. Anywho, before I start, I do want to just let you know that it's been 2 weeks since you guys have gotten content from me. My apologies. But your boy has some big boy teams to take care of, and I've taken care of them. So now I can take a little bit of a break from that and get back to making time for YouTube.
Aww.
Let's get into it. So I really wanted to just talk about my theories for the film. And I'm basing my theories off of the movie Minus One and Takashi Yamakaze's favorite movies, which I think I should be able to link below in the description so that you can see where I'm getting this information from. I also have some information that might help me from the Comic-Con, I believe the New York.
Little awkward cut here, gang.
What is going to happen with the characters for the sequel? Will they be the same, or will we have a new cast? Will we have all new cast, or will some of them be returning? I personally feel that Akiko will be the main character. Maybe not a huge... Yeah, I take it back. I don't think she'll be the main character, but she'll be a big part of it, I feel. And I think that if there's a time skip, then yes, she's 100% should be the main character.
Grammar, please?
If they don't go that route, we do still have a good plot left for Koichi, with his war not being over yet. He may have won the battle in Minus One, but he did not win the war. We know that Godzilla does regenerate at the end of that movie, and he's going to come back. Will he come back bigger? Most likely. Will he come back stronger? Most likely. We also know that, what is her name? Noriko has an infection, which I will get to in a moment when it comes to the monsters. But we know that Noriko has an infection from the G cells or the G virus, right? So let's go to Noriko first. I think that Noriko might become Biollante. I know. That's a huge stretch. But if she does not become Biollante, then I feel she may simply be connected to Godzilla in the same way that the Heisei series had the twins. And one of the girls could sense Godzilla's emotions.
What made you think Miki Sagusa was a twin, bro?
And somewhat speak to Godzilla Jr. I think that they may go that route. Or, and again, I'm going to touch on this later, one of Tamakashi's, is that how you pronounce his name? Yeah, one of Tamakashi's favorite movies is actually Shin Godzilla. This makes me think that we'll be able to get the full plan for the next phase, which was the humanoid Godzillas, right? Do I think Noriko will become a disgusting-looking, gross monster? No. But I do think that we may see her skin start to change to be a bit more reptilic. Yeah, I don't know if that's the right word. Reptilic? Oh, reptilic sounds better. So that's my thoughts for Noriko. Or she might just straight up die. Yeah, she might just die. It may be it may be a twist where it's more like radiation poisoning than it is her becoming a monster, which would break Koichi's heart, which would mean he may lose his mind, and who knows what that could bring. I don't really know too much about Koichi. Like, I don't really have too many thoughts about what his role would be in the next movie. So we're going to skip back down to Akiko, who I think we may have a time skip, and maybe Koichi and Noriko both pass away from radiation poisoning. Maybe all the main characters from the first movie pass away from the radiation poisoning, leaving Akiko to be a scarred human, right? Very traumatized, very, depressed. Like, that's a depressing thing to experience. Maybe the virus that Noriko has will cause her to become connected to or become a monster, right? That Akiko can feel a connection with. I know that's a lot. So that's my thoughts on the characters. I know there were other characters in the movie, but I don't really have that much of a connection with them, which I think this film did a good job with making you focus on, in my opinion, the three most important characters: Akiko, Koichi, and Noriko. So those are my thoughts about the characters. Now I want to go into my predictions for who the villain or villains will be for Godzilla Minus 2. Let's go ahead and address the first monster that everybody thinks will appear.
Please don't say Anguirus.
Anguirus. Yeah, I think everybody thinks that Anguirus will appear. Mostly based off the fact that Minus 1 does serve as a very good reboot and remake of the original film, as well as Anguirus being a fan favorite, as well as Minus 1 being a more grounded Godzilla movie. It's not as insanely sci-fi as the other films are. Is it sci-fi? Yes, duh. Don't get me wrong, but it's a little bit more grounded, which means that we would most likely see a monster that doesn't have gravity beams and world-ending lasers and oxygen destroyer beams. Like, Anguirus makes a very good fit for this series, as well as providing Anguirus with a few new powers, maybe like a sonic roar. I associate Anguirus's roar with pain. We only really hear him use it when he's crying out. I don't know if I'm the only one who feels that way, so it makes me emotional kind of when I hear his roar. Anyways, in Godzilla Unleashed, that was his main ability. He didn't have a laser beam or anything. He would just roar and kind of make your enemies stumble. Excuse me. So it'd be cool to see that return in the film, to see it really in action. Other than that, that's the only reason why I think Anguirus would make a good villain for the next film. My next one is a bit of a stretch, so bear with me. You're here with me? Okay. I know I just said Minus 1 is very grounded. However, I think that we can slowly get into a more crazy series if we just take it slow, right? And again, I'm about to contradict myself because I do think that we might get Biollante. I know. I know that sounds bizarre, but listen to me. Noriko has been infected. Something is growing inside of her. It is not a baby. If they did an alien baby thing, that would be insane. But it's not a baby. So what else could it be, right? Like, what else is going to happen with her infection? We're already being introduced to the series going a more sci-fi route. If you're going to do it, just go all the way, right? You can't half-ass it. You got to go big or go home. So I think that we may have Noriko be experimented on, or maybe they try to cure her, which causes her to become Biollante. Maybe they try to use materials from Odo Island, which one day I'm going to make my video about the Odo Island theory. Because what happened to Odo Island, y'all? Y'all really think they evacuated that island? Y'all know that place had people on it, right? In the beginning of the movie, what did they say? They said the people of Odo Island say that Godzilla brings up deep sea fish. But that's spoiler alert for another video. Anyways, child, yeah, I think that Noriko may become Biollante, or a monster who is designed after Biollante, right? It doesn't have to be straight up a giant rose with tentacles coming out of it. They might not want to go that route. It'll look a little bit too crazy for this style of series, this scarier, realistic series, right? So that's my thoughts. I think we may get Biollante. My next character, or my next monster, is even more of a stretch. However, I need you to hear me out because it has to do with the themes that have already been tackled by Yamakashi, okay? So just bear with me. Bear with me. By the way, I think I said Yamakashi. I meant to say Takashi, so forgive me.
We don't forgive you. We don't.
But my third monster Now, I'm getting flustered just talking about it because it excites me so much. The smog monster Hedorah has always been one of my favorite characters. Why? Well, a little backstory about the critic. I used to have fevers which caused me to hallucinate and kind of just lose my mind. And the first Godzilla movie that ever terrified me was Godzilla vs. Hedorah, Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster. I could have sworn that the Smog Monster was going to get into my room and eat me and my mother and turn us into skeletons. So that movie has a very deep place in my heart. I love that film. It was the first time that Godzilla really scared me, more like Hedorah. Now, why do I think that this is realistic? I think that nuclear war has already been tackled a bit. The punishment of the war has already been tackled in -1. That's why we talk a lot about, the planes not having eject buttons, the kamikaze pilots. I don't think they'll make a sequel tackling that discussion again. Realistically, we have global warming, climate control, things of that nature. We have the deep sea fish, which were coming up from the sea in -1, which alerted them to Godzilla's presence. And then we have Godzilla go down to the deep sea to regenerate. I think that there is something special about the deep sea, which I can prove in the video that I'm going to link below. Takashi does emphasize when a fan is asked to answer an interview question, the deep sea fish are not just fish, they are deep sea. He makes a huge emphasis on that. Where did Hedorah come from in the Smog Monster film? He did come from the sea. Now, I believe he came from outer space and landed in the sea. I have to rewatch that one day. But anyways, child, I think that Hedorah will be a fan favorite to see again. You have to give Hedorah another chance. Not to mention, he's terrifying. Takashi wants Godzilla to be scary. He doesn't like the cute, friendly Godzilla anymore. Not to mention pollution. Like I said, climate control, climate, global warming, all of that. That could be a good topic for the next movie. Hedorah could be the metaphor. While Godzilla was the metaphor for the nuclear war, Hedorah could be the metaphor for pollution, right? Hedorah was an extremely strong character, which leads me to talking about Takashi's favorite movies, JMK, the original, Shin Godzilla, and Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. Godzilla -2 might feature more than one monster, which means we could get Anguirus, and we could also get Hedorah. Nature versus artificially caused global warming, aka Hedorah. All right, that was a lot. My last little bits for why I think this is possible. Have you all noticed the shine that Hedorah's getting? We have TITANOSAURUS, Anguirus, we have Moguera, we have Space Godzilla, we have Gigan. Well, he did get a spotlight. We have so many characters that could have U2s, that could appear in Gigabash. Lately, I've been seeing a lot of Hedorah. Hedorah was also posted on the Instagram page for Godzilla, the official one. So, I don't know, y'all. I think that they want us to remember Hedorah. They want people to start rewatching the films. All of the Godzilla films, the Showa, are free on YouTube, and I believe Amazon. What do you think that includes? That also includes Hedorah's movie. I think that they want us to slowly remember the Showa films because I think this series is going to tackle those characters who never got their chance to be remade like Godzilla always does. Hedorah would be absolutely terror-freaking-fying to see again. I'm not going to lie to you. Anyways, I don't think I have another monster that I think would be in the film. The only thing that I can think of is that they just give us something fresh. I think that the monster should be a land monster. I'm a bit tired of seeing Godzilla fight characters who have wings. I would love to see him brawl it out, hand-to-hand combat. We know that this Godzilla has some pretty fast movement. He can swipe, he can swing his tail pretty quickly as he tries to bite Koichi. Wait, no, that's not his name. The main character, Koichi. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Those are my predictions for the next movie. Okay, hold on. Wait. I'm back. I have one more theory. Okay, hear me out, y'all. This is insanely. I just thought about this just now. Okay, I'm excited. What if the next monster is designed after a cat? Whoa, what am I talking about? Critic, you're insane. In that interview that I just watched, New York Comic Con, Godzilla himself is based off a cat. Go rewatch Hedorah. Go rewatch Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster. Remember that scene where the sludgy goopity glop covers a cat? If we did get Hedorah again, could you imagine if like they remake the scene with the cat and that itself becomes a monster or something crazy? I don't know. I'm sorry. That was dumb. Goodbye. Maybe it's Titanosaurus as a deep sea fish. I don't know anymore. It could be freaking Gamera, the turtle. Like, I'm sorry. I've lost my, yeah, I'm gonna go react to some music now. Goodbye, y'all. I love you.